Hello everybody, welcome back. This is the Fallen Moon, and welcome to the first dungeon of The Legend of Zelda, the Eagle. Now, like most dungeons in The Legend of Zelda in this game, most of the dungeons' design is shaped after a animal or just something random. Like, in this instance, once we get the dungeon map, you'll see this one is shaped like an eagle, so that's why it's called the Eagle. So, right off the bat, you can just go to the right, grab a key, and then you can go straight and unlock the door, but I'm just going to be going to every room because you can actually get some optional keys. So you can have more than enough keys after this dungeon, so then you don't have to be going around for the later dungeons searching for keys, so you can go straight through the harder dungeons rather than finding keys like, oh, I'm running low on keys, I gotta find the key. While if you just get all the keys from the first couple dungeons, you should be good for the rest of the game. So that's what I usually do. So get the easy keys first, and then just use them throughout the whole game. That's how I usually play. It's a pretty good strategy, so then you don't have to be worrying about running out of keys in the later dungeons, because there's a lot of locked doors in the later dungeons. So I'm just going through all the rooms in this dungeon, and even though this is a 100% Let's Play, I'm not going to be going through every room or getting all the compasses and maps, because sometimes it's unnecessary, and you really don't need a compass in the map if you have me, so yeah. Anyway, if you go to the right, you can grab a compass. I'm just doing that for the first dungeon because why not? It's really easy, this dungeon. So yeah, in this dungeon you actually get 2 dungeon items, which is pretty sweet, even though you really don't need them. Like, for the later Zelda games, you usually get a dungeon item and then you defeat the boss with that dungeon item. But in this dungeon, you get the dungeon items and you don't use them too much later, like I'll show later. Now here I wasn't going to show you this room, but decided just for maybe some people dying to know and they're not going to play the game. Yeah, there's pretty much an old man in one of these in every single dungeon. Sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's 3, I'm pretty sure. And they just give you random, useless information. Sometimes they tell you to go to the next room or the weakness of the boss, but you really don't need them if you have me. So yeah. Now, here's pretty important, because if maybe you didn't go up and you just want to go straight to get to the boss by look at your compass, you'll ignore this room, and that means you'll get the dungeon item. Like I say, you don't need a dungeon item to complete the dungeon, but you do need it to beat the game, and you do need it to beat the 6th dungeon. Yeah, I don't know why the item to beat the 6th dungeon boss is in the 1st dungeon, but it's pretty confusing. But yeah, you could miss out on it, so better get it now until like you get up to the 6th dungeon and you're like, man, how can I beat this boss? I can't beat him. And then it turns out, oh, you need the 4th dungeon item. Yeah, I know, it's really confusing and stupid. But yeah, go through here, and there's pretty much one of these in every room. Just avoid the traps, and there's a secret passage. Sometimes these are shortcuts to make you teleport to the complete opposite side of the dungeons, and more of the labyrinth dungeons, like the bigger dungeons, have underground paths. But for the beginning of dungeons, they just have these underground, like, side-scroll levels, I guess you can call them, and yeah, we just grab the dungeon item and we get bows. Now, unfortunately, we don't get arrows, which I think this might be the only Zelda game that doesn't give you arrows when you get the bow, but yeah, we have to buy those. Now, but once we get the arrows, then we just have eliminate arrows, whatever our ruby count is, because in this game, the ruby count actually shares your arrow count. So, whatever rubies you have, that's how much arrows you have. So, I don't know why they couldn't just give you another item in between rubies and keys with arrows, but I guess the games couldn't do that, so you share your ruby and arrow counts, which is nice because you can have max of 255 rubies. I bet that's the most arrows you can ever have in this game. Anyway, these guys are pretty tough because they take a lot of hits to kill if you were using the wooden sword, but since we have the white sword, they're pretty easy, and you can get the boomerang. Now, the regular boomerang's not too good. It can stun enemies, but not... well, it can stun weaker enemies like Octoroks, but not the stronger ones, and it can only go halfway through the screen. In the next dungeon, we're going to get the magic boomerang, which is much better. Now these are wall masters, and they're really annoying. Do not get hit by them. I repeat, do not get hit by them. Then they'll teleport you by the next dungeon, okay? Now, I just want to kill them because I want to get full health. And hey, let go of me, no, oh, shoot. Anyway, I'm back, that was annoying. But yeah, these guys are really mean, especially at the later dungeons, where, there's another enemy that kind of makes you not use your sword. So then you can't use your sword, and then wall masters come, and they drag you to the beginning of the dungeon. Sometimes that's really annoying if, you know, it's a really long dungeon. Now, here's the first boss of the game, and he's pretty much a joke if you have the right sword. Yeah, 3 hits and he's dead, and if you have full health, you can just sit on the other end and probably not take a hit, and he's really easy. But if you don't have full health, just walk up to him and stab him a couple times. It's really not hard, you shouldn't die from him. Anyway, grab the first piece of triforce, and you've completed the first dungeon. Well then, that was only 6 minutes, so let's get the blue ring and go to the second dungeon, because, yeah, this video's pretty short, and I don't know why I should make it a bit longer. So I'll show you where the blue ring is and how you get to the second dungeon, okay? So yeah, I'm not going to head to the blue ring, because that's like right around the corner, and get the fairy, out of your full health, and I still never realized that my ruby count is 255, because I'm still just getting rubies from enemies. I guess just a force of habit, because I'm always killing all the enemies and getting the rubies. So yeah, the blue ring's just around the corner. You have to cross the bridge. Ow, I got hit. But yeah, the blue ring, what it does, it's actually a really helpful item. I think I didn't explain in the last video. It makes your defense twice. So you know how if you get hit by an Octorok, like 1 hit and you lose half a heart? If you have the blue ring on, if you get hit, you have to get hit twice by an Octorok to lose half a heart. So your defense is up by 1, kind of giving it like this game like an RPG kind of, I guess you can call it. I really don't know. I really don't play RPGs. I guess maybe I'm explaining it completely wrong, comparing it to that. But yeah, your defense goes up in 1, so that's pretty nice. So enemies do half the amount of damage to you. So yeah, later we're gonna be getting the red ring, but that's much later in the game, where enemies only get do a core of damage to you. But that's much later. And anyway, boy, this stuff is really expensive. Grab that. Now, if you notice that store owner, he has a green tunic on, which is the same color Link has. But then once we leave the room, Link's tunic is white. Yeah, it doesn't make sense how it's white if he gets the blue ring, but anyways, now, if I show you, if you go into any other store, the tunic is white. Like, I guess the game just can't process people wearing different colors. And if you rescue Zelda, her dress is white. Or if you rescue Yotora wearing the green tunic, her dress is green. It's really no sense. Anyway, this is the way to the second dungeon, the moon, and just kill this blue Octorok and go in with full health. And thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy.